So, what I'm going to be sharing today is about how to create what I call a sacred alignment symbol, or a SAS, SAS. So, this is the one that inspired me. Um, I am, this one I created, I'm not sure if it was probably right before COVID started, probably the end of 2019. And I know I did it in this house. So what this is about going beyond that like word, at the beginning of the year, everybody's like, what's your word for the year? This is about going beyond just a word that can encapsulate a meaning for us. This can take a whole experience. It can take our vision. It can take so much more and put it into one abstraction and make it simple for our brain to reconnect with that vision, with that experience. And we know even professional athletes do a lot of visualizing to help them stay focused on the outcome, the winning that they want. So this can help me and can help you stay focused on what you wanted. At the beginning of 2019, I knew that at some point my relationship was not in a good place. It was probably going to end. And I wanted a sense of freedom from that relationship, from the feeling of being trapped in that and not feeling supported to fully express myself. And I also saw that my part in that, and a lot of resentments that I had, especially a lot of stories that I kept getting caught in, conversations in my mind, and I wanted something to help me focus out of that. And this feeling of freedom, of relief, of a new life. So that's what this was about. And this one I just pulled out of my kitchen cabinet. I found that I had a lot of resentments that were coming up, and a lot of those brain things were really cycles of negative stories, my part, were really coming up in the kitchen because I, all of the household care tasks, mental, physical, emotional loads had fallen on me, and I was very resentful. And I really don't like cooking, and I was cooking all the time. And then by the time COVID happened, I needed to really dip into this because, we were just home and I was cooking, and I had different dietary needs. Sometimes for one meal, I'd end up making 3 meals to accommodate everybody. So I was really angry, and this helped shift my focus. Even sometimes when I'd catch myself in that like feeling, I'd open up the cabinet door, and here this was, and it was inside my where I kept my supplements, my stuff, things for my health. And just opening that up, I didn't have to read a mantra. I didn't have to read an affirmation. I didn't have a word there. Like my brain went to a whole different place of taking in all of the feelings, all of the emotions that I wanted to be feeling. And it helped me snap out of that. And so then from there, I also made stickers that I would put in my planner. I have a Cricut machine, so I could print stickers. I cut vinyl. I'm just going to grab this. So I have a little, I'm even put this on a little sweatshirt thing here, like that. Nothing quite like a sparkly thing on your chest to really help you get it. So just put that down there. Yeah, on stage. So Um, gosh, so I got to this point. It's been a year. It was a year at the beginning of the month, um, since my ex moved out. And I've had a year of healing, of reclaiming my home and my life. And if you've noticed, I've brought Fizome back out into the world, and really claiming the true work that I do. So I wanted to make a new one. I realized it was time for me to make a new one. And I also do these with my clients, and I do these individually as well. Um, so if you're interested in that, working with me, we collaborate, and we can do it together. I'll do it, and then you get it in the, you know, digitally, and I cut vinyl for you to put on iron-ons and vinyl for water bottles and whatnot, and as well as many stickers for your planner or wherever you want to put it around your home. It's really powerful because you can also hide it in places that you wouldn't normally see it. And your subconscious remembers that. I'm gonna check my time here. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to be jumping in soon. I'm going to jump off and just check this. And I'm going to come back on and we're going to walk through a process. And I'm going to make one that we all can use. I thought rather than just doing one and showing you how I do it for myself, I thought I would do a universal one on really about having a Fizome home, like what that really can mean, and how to really help us have a symbol that helps us reconnect to how our homes can support us. And you can have more than one. I had 3 of them. I've outgrown another one that I really felt like at a point I needed to just like let go of all of them. So I don't seem to have any of those left around. This is actually a picture of the watercolor. I do like to create it. I like to work in a watercolor technique and when I paint. So I did it this way. So I'm going to sign off and I'm going to pop back on in about 15 minutes and we'll get started with the official class. And hopefully the sound is working. So I'm going to say goodbye. Okay, this is that. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so hello. If you are new to me, I'm Christy Iris, and I have created a system called Fizome. You Fizome your home and you Fizz your biz. And with it, we set the stage for you to have your most successful life. And that is a magical way of really connecting what your dreams, your goals are, who you're becoming, how you want to be in the world, the impact you want to make in the world, and letting your environment, your home and your workspace support you so that it is easier and smoother to do that, both on a practical, functional level, as well as an energetic level. There are just some very simple but profound ways that our homes can work for us and against us. And it goes from a wide range of things, from how the energy flows in our space, to what we see out our windows, to what we see, the clutter we have, the meaning behind our clutter, and how we have a relationship with our home based on how we even grew up, our origin of what was home for us as children. So I'm planning on keeping this to about a half an hour. So what we're going to do is I'm hoping that you can play along with me there at home. Grab some art supplies. It can be as simple as just a Post-it and a pencil, a marker, or you can get as elaborate as you'd like. And I'm going to keep this video, like I said, as short as I can. And I'm going to have us do one. I'm going to do it through a collectiveness so that you can use it too. If you don't feel comfortable, if you don't want to, or if you just really resonate with what comes through here on my page, I'll have that available for you as well. Now, the power of symbols and how I started using this was that I really was inspired by the idea of us having a word at the beginning of the year. I loved that idea. And I loved that we could have something that could help us focus, whether it be love or magic or purpose, or, I loved that sense of giving us something to keep us focused on and in a certain energy. And yet I also knew that there was so much more that could encompass. And I started playing around. Take a sip of water here. I started playing around with creating a symbol that could embody so much more than what a word could. And symbols just have so much power to speak to us on a deeper level. Like, this is where branding, I mean, a McDonald's golden arches, that means something. We see that, and there's so many ideas and experiences that come through to us with that. So in a sense, what this sacred alignment symbol can be for you, or our SAS, SAS, is it can be a way to create your own logo. And maybe you'll even want to use this in your business as well, if you have one. But it's also just a way to help realign. Now, this is one, and I just did a quick video to kind of introduce this. And my notes just fell down. That's all right. I know where we're going. This is I'm going to say a logo, a sacred alignment symbol. That this was my aha as to how powerful this is. I made this a few years ago, and I knew that my relationship was not working out. And this embodied the energy that I wanted to feel, that I realize now, I feel now. This was what I was aligning myself to be. And now I need to make myself a new one. And I thought, what fun to share with you my process for making a new symbol. And it was so powerful how, especially through lockdown and COVID, I could be in this ugly place of a lot of resentment and fear and anger. And this little guy was just taped inside of my cabinet door in my kitchen. A lot of my resentments came up in the kitchen, and I opened the door up sometimes, and I would just kind of take it in. I just kind of like, oh, okay. And I made stickers of it. I put it in my planner daily. I put it on my computer. I cut out vinyl and made vinyl stickers. I cut out a sparkly one and ironed it on to my one sweatshirt. So I actually would stand in the mirror and see myself, like if I go to the bathroom, and I'd see myself literally like taking it in. Right there. And I'm just even now remembering the peace and the hope that symbol got me to, and how it just reset my energy, my mindset, my focus, my ability to put better energy into my parenting, into the food I was making. It was just profound. It was really profound. So I wanted to share that with you and how we can do that together. So I want to start, because I don't want to make one just for myself. I thought I would make one that we can all use collectively if you so choose, although I do recommend that you do one for yourself as well, for your specific dreams and goals. So what I'd like to start with is just kind of a centering. So if you'd like to, oh, thank you. Oh, Suzanne, thank you. Love the idea of visual energy. Yes, visual energy, right? Oh my God, so powerful. And I'm just going to pop back in here. Okay, just going back and forth, making sure we've got everybody here. So let's just take a moment and just quiet ourselves. Take a couple deep breaths wherever you are. We are all connected here through time, through space. We are all one. And taking in a deep breath in, and letting your energy go down into Mother Earth. Taking another deep breath in, letting it out. Now we're going to just ask to be connected to the energies, the higher powers, the higher spirits of anyone who will be using this symbol, be affected by this symbol, for you, for whatever, whomever needs to have energy in this. And then ask for that energy to come through, the messages to come through, to be guided through your crown chakra, down through your third eye and your throat and your heart, and then out through your arms, out through your hand, into whatever kind of writing instrument you use. Let that just guide you, just be guided to have that energy and the images come through for the highest good of all. Okay, very good. And just opening our eyes, coming back into our rooms. All right, so, and hi, Mary, you made it. Oh, I'm so happy you made it. Welcome again back. All right. So I would like to just use this time to create something, and hopefully you'll be able to see us here through, I just want to double check, make sure everybody's good here. Okay. So I like to, when I am kind of working through this stuff, I like to personally work on tracing paper, because if I make something and then I want to kind of see another kind of trace through it, I can. It's also just cheap, and I feel like I can make a lot of mistakes and the paper is not precious. I have spent a lot of money over the years as a student and professionally and for hobby on paper. So this, I feel like I can have something bigger. And I also personally, my personal choice, you know, for all of the special artsy pencils I have, I always come back to a Ticonderoga, Dixon Ticonderoga #2 soft. No, I find that it's just, it's what I've just always used. And I can have all the fancy pencils of hard to soft, and this is what I come back to. So, and you can use whatever you want. You can use a Sharpie, you can, whatever, you know, chalk on the sidewalk, whatever. So what I like to start with is, I would like us to have a symbol that is really about having a home that is connected to our souls, that supports us, that loves us. And as I'm even just saying that, I'm feeling a star coming through. I just want to make sure that you can see that. All right, I'm going to use a marker here, so you can just kind of see markers. I don't know, there's something about this energy of that's just, you know, so it's just images that might pop up. I don't know, I'm just moving my hand around. I feel like this, I want something that, because it's so hard sometimes to take the steps to get into action, right? I think a lot of us are neurodiverse, and that getting the momentum to take action, we can sit on the couch and stare at that stupid picture frame that is crooked for 2 years, when it would take us literally 3 seconds to tilt it. But the energy to actually get up and move off the couch and move that is sometimes hard. So see, I'm just feeling like here, I want movement. I want movement. And then I might even just say move. I might just write the word move there. And so then I'm just thinking, so I want movement, I want inspiration, I want that connection. I want connection, up, up, connect, right? Up and down. You know, I don't know where all this is going. I really like this kind of flow though. I really am loving this. And connection with our home, with our heart. You know, there's always that heart and our soul and how good it feels like, that, you know, I'm kind of like just getting a big smile like that, right? Oop. Well, those are funny lips. That's okay. So here we go. And we're just, you know, the relief, just getting a big R, raw. I don't know what that means. Yeah. And so I'm just kind of thinking, I'm just letting my mind see what comes up. It just feels so good. And then what are the actions? You know, I recently heard or saw pray to have your actions match your prayers. You know, and I'm doing this. So maybe I'm kind of like this, right? Oh no, there's a thumb there. I don't know what that. Now I'm starting to feel that. I'm starting to feel that, and there's a cycle. Are we getting that? Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, that's I'm really loving this right here. We've got this. This kind of like my star. It's like the hands, like a prayer, and it's a cycle, right? There's that cycle of even like poof and around. My gosh, that just oh my gosh, I'm just, you know, you can just kind of feel the truth, and you just never know how that what does that want to do? I don't know. Yeah. So then, you know, another layer is color. And I also want to just show you another way that you can go about doing this. Just even right there, that is just feeling, you know, and maybe it's solidness. Now, what I like to do is I like to take this, and what I might do is do one more. If I'm going to go with this, and I think that this might just be it for this one. And see how fast and simple that is, but I'm going to show you another way that I've done this as well. So you see, I would just put it under, and then I just might clean up the lines. I might want this symmetrical, so I might just draw one side to it. I might even get out a compass or a jar or something and want this to be super symmetrical. I might not. Now, if it's something that you're doing that you're going to use kind of professionally, or you feel like you want something like really clean and not neat and tidy, and that's your style, then go for it. If you like the sense of something more organic and hand drawn, then do that. There's no right or wrong way. It's just what really feels right for you. And let me know if you're following along, what you know, how that felt for you. So that's one way to do it. So yes, what you could even do is draw one side and then show you like this. We can draw just one side. I might even just do that. And that. And then I can just fold it right on itself. Like that. And see, this is where it's cool because you get both sides. And then I'm just going to trace it through. And maybe that's it. I think I might play with that, you know, and then you can even go further. Like, do I want a little more like that center part? I don't know. I don't know. I do kind of like that it's this, so I might not do that. And the fun thing with this is that within this, I can play around with negative and positive space. You know, I have this right here. That could be, you know, maybe this is a warmer tone, maybe this is gold, maybe this is looks like, you know, is a watercolor blue, but I'm kind of feeling, and this is kind of like a watercolory, looks like the universe, blues, purples, indigos. So that's something then, you know, you can paint. And then, you know, I'm still kind of old school. When I transfer this to a piece of watercolor paper, I'll just, you can buy, and I used to have with carbon paper that, you know, that you can put down to transfer, but honestly, I'm still so old school. And look, this can totally be done like on an iPad with Procreate. You can totally do that. You can even work in paper and pencil and then take a picture and upload it to Procreate or something. Or if you even wanted to have somebody make it more digital for you, you can put that on Fiverr and have somebody digitalize it. So, you know, you just would, on the back side, just scribble it out like this. And, you know, when you always tape it down, you know, and then you have a transfer. So I can transfer this onto my paper. Cool, cool, cool. And I usually have tape in here. Oh, I did not prepare for that, did I? Oh, Christy, you didn't prepare for that. Let's see if this piece, no, this piece is probably still, I'll just take tape from anything. So let's just finish this. I'll just finish that off like that. And I'm gonna rip it off. It's quick and dirty like that, right? All right. I'm going to put this aside for the moment, and I'm going to show you another way that I have come to create sacred alignment symbol. All right. Tracing paper is very loud auditorily. I'm kind of like, it's quiet. You too? Okay, look at that. Here we go. All right. So let's say we, what are some of the words that we had here? Move, connect. I like that idea of move, of like flow. Oh, flow. I love the word flow. Okay, so flow. Right? Flow. Now, one of the things I might just play around, you know, here's the F, I love flow. One of the things I like to do is start with a word and just write it out a few ways, and then take out the vowel first. So this might be, and then I'll start to kind of join them together. Now, I'm not a boxy person, you know, and this might be something like, that could be a flow. Well, that could totally be flowed. So you can kind of see how this came here. It starts to get, I start to kind of, maybe like this. Now it can be, you know, it could be something as simple as, you know, you might just go like, oh, flow. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it for you. Like it's something as simple as I just want to start small and grow and grow and grow and build. Here's another way to do it. No, this, I really love when something has, and I forget what the word is that I've created from. And I do believe, I think that this came from freedom. So you can even kind of start to see the free, the D, the M, right? And there was something about this having an opening for me, of it wasn't just a closed loop, that there was still sign of this sense of going around and around and then up. And the green came for me as that sense of growing, of live plants. That's why I kind of kept my window open here for you. And I'm also, I guess I should have said, this is obviously a different area of my studio. My desk with the other lights are, I'm looking at it. So I'm in another area of the room. And I just thought I'd do this over here with you, obviously, because we're creating some art. Now, let's just play with this little guy here. It's just little flow, and that's already starting to connect, right? So, well, that's like A and W. That's kind of fun. Maybe it's even, maybe that's it. And then maybe you just always want to stay with your heart. And there's that. And just have fun. You know, there's no right or wrong, but I think what happens is the right thing, the part that feels right for you, is how it kind of will click. It'll kind of go, that's it. So you'll just know when it feels right. And you can't go too far because you have all of this, right? Now for this little guy, just gonna maybe do it like that. And now I have misplaced that little piece of tape. Jump over a second. Grab. I know I have some blue tape right here. When I use tape, I always kind of put it on my pants and get a little fuzz, right? Little fuzz on it. Here we go. All right. Now we just tape it down by putting a little fuzz on it, and it doesn't always, it makes it a little less sticky so it doesn't rip up the paper. So I'm just going to keep this a little kind of organic-ish. I kind of like that part to it. And sometimes I'll do this part in a ballpoint pen that's a different color, so I can see what I have traced. This one's pretty simple. Yeah. So there we go. Ta-da! Right? So now I have something, and I'll just, clean up a little bit of the messy mess here. And I like to paint this by hand. But again, if you are somebody who likes to feels more resonant with digital, that's totally cool. Whatever works for you, you can see this one has a watercolory effect to it, and that just feels right for me. But I don't know, I think it might be kind of fun to play around with a digital one as well. So then I can play around with colors. This is about, I do like the idea of, I do have some gold paint. When you paint with gold, oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh, that's awful. Sorry, I should have muted. I like to paint red down first and then put the gold on top. It helps to give it an oomph. And silver, you put like a turquoise blue under. That's why a lot of like Chinese, you see the red lacquer and the gold, it's beautiful together. So I cover up all the red. So I would do, in this case, I would probably not use watercolor, but use an acrylic and then put my gold on top of it and then do this in here. I am not going to paint all this in the interest of time, but I will finish it and post it to our Facebook group, and I will share a link of it as a PNG or a JPEG if you would like to use it as well for your own personal use, obviously not to sell. So, and I also just want to say, I also have done these with clients. It's a beautiful process if you're interested in not doing a DIY, but would like my support and energy along the way. We do a Zoom session just like this, and we sit, and more of it is me sketching and drawing for you as we talk, and revisions, and then I will paint you a piece that will be your own art to keep, and you will own all the rights to it. And I will then also, so you'll get the original, I'll ship it to you, and then I will also make you 100 stickers of different sizes and shapes and colors if that's what you'd like, as well as cutting you some vinyl that you can put it on mugs and, well, anything you want, water bottles, your car, your mirrors, anything, and some iron-ons as well. We'll figure out what you prefer. So if you're interested in that, and then we'll also talk about where you can use it in your home as well to support you. And that is $222 if you are interested in that, $222. And if you are interested in that, you can just private message me and we'll set up a time. We can even just talk about what that's like if you want. Wow, we did this in a half hour. I did not get to paint all of this, but I think the foundation of how to get to a personal alignment symbol, I love that this now will speak to us. So when you see this, you can use it in places where you need to feel a little motivation, where you're feeling like you need to take action. This is a perfect thing to put on a piece of a doom box, a clutter. Do not put it on every single one, because then your mind goes, oh my God, I don't know where to start. You can just use this even as one thing, like this is where I'm going to focus on. Or one in each room, or maybe even on your desk, like which pile you need to start with, or in your bedroom, what pile, what area. So, or you might even want to tuck it behind the couch, or wherever you find you get into inertia where you have a hard time getting yourself going, and you might end up sitting and doing like your doom scroll. It might even be on the toilet. You might even want to put one in the bathroom. I don't know. It might also be an area of your home that you have a particularly hard time cleaning. Maybe you want to put it on your vacuum cleaner, or your mop, or your dishwashing soap, or under the toilet. I don't know. There's so many ways that we can use a symbol that will say, honey, take the action, get off your butt and move. It's going to be worth it, right? You are worth the results, right? This is you are worth the results that will come from taking the action. That to me is what this symbol, this sacred alignment symbol, represents for us. So let me know if you have questions. If you make one yourself, please post it in the group. I'd love to see it. Or if you feel vulnerable, you want to send it to me personally, please. I am here to help. I love to see it. If you would like help on figuring out where to put it, I am here for that, and for all things Bizome. Thank you so much for joining me. I have really loved sharing this with you, and I am excited to hear how this one might work for you or your own. Thank you so much.
Hey there. So I'm back at my desk here, and I have wet a little bit. Gave it a little paint, a little white on it, a little gold paint with a little red underneath it. I'll show you what it looks like without the red as well. And yeah, this is the Christy in her editing. I did start playing around with just a little gold paint. But yeah, so there we go. All right, thanks.